All right, top of the top to all my followers and subscribers. I know this is a random live, but I decided to do this because, boxing right now is slowly but surely coming back. And I got a really special guest with me today. And I'm going to let him introduce himself because he's the guy who has to fight this weekend. And yeah, so go ahead and introduce yourself, man. Let them know what weight class you fight at. Let them know where you fight out of, and let them know who you fighting this weekend.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Sonny Duversonne, also known as Primetime. I'm fight out of Avon Park, Florida, and I got a fight with Lorenzo Truck Simpson this weekend on ESPN at 7. Uh,
All right, go ahead.
yeah. No, what you say?
No, I was just saying, like, so how did you get into boxing? Like, what kind of got you tapped into boxing?
Man, my pops he was a big boxing fan up until I say probably when I was like 6 or 7.
Mm-hmm.
So me just watching because he wasn't he didn't turn pro, but he was just a big boxing guy. So he boxed a little bit, and
Mm-hmm.
me watching him and watching fights with him, I just picked up the sport.
Oh, okay. Okay. So when you were picking up the sport younger, with your pops and stuff, who were the boxers you were watching and saying, okay, well, they got a little bit, they got something that I want in terms of my boxing style.
Hearns, I was watching
Okay.
Hearns, my number one. He's my number one guy. That's my favorite.
Okay.
Uh, I say Tito Trinidad because he got a jab. Because that was the number one thing my pops told me about was the jab. That was gonna be the way
Okay.
out. So
Okay.
I say Tito, Bernard, a
Mm-hmm.
little bit of Roy,
Mm-hmm.
simply because I'm from Florida. So
Yeah.
uh, I say who else? Some Lennox, Larry Holmes,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Bob Foster,
Mm-hmm.
Marvin Hagler, and it's a little bit of
Mm-hmm.
everybody, man, and especially in
Oh,
Florida.
okay. Yeah, yeah, definitely, most definitely. So with all these people that influence your style, how would you describe your style of fighting? Like, if you, it not based on a pro, but just based on, like, you know like thinking, like brawling, like, how would you describe your style of fighting?
I'd say I'm a puncher slash boxer
Okay.
that's
Okay.
slowly becoming a boxer slash puncher.
Okay. Okay. Cool. 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 Now, as far as your fight this weekend, I mean, would you say that this is your biggest fight that you're going into? Because for me, it's like two prospects that are going against each other, both undefeated, and so yeah, like, what would you say about this fight this weekend?
Yeah, I'd say it's definitely my biggest fight, basically simply because he's undefeated. He's highly
Mm-hmm.
known.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good boxer.
Mm-hmm.
He has some form of skill. So it's not just gonna
Mm-hmm.
be anybody in there that I'm just gonna be in there with.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'd say this is definitely my biggest test, and it's on a big TV platform. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what kind of preparation did you go into, knowing that this was going to be your opponent and thing and stuff like that?
I actually didn't change my preparation because
Mm-hmm.
I treat every fight like it's my biggest test, regardless of the
Okay.
record or the skill level of my opponent. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming off of I had a training camp pretty much. I'm coming off a great training camp, so it was like because we were supposed to fight. I want to say like a couple months ago, and then
Oh, okay.
something happened where it got derailed. So
It got
crazy
you.
as it sound, I always knew that his name was gonna come across my
Oh,
desk,
okay.
and
Oh, wow.
so I was already being prepared for guys like him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Wow,
because me when
that's
I
what's
only
up.
I only been pro two. I've been pro 2 years, and I don't
Uh-huh.
have the amateur background like he does.
Uh-huh.
So me knowing how the game works, I know the names that's gonna come across my desk and around what times they were gonna come. So pretty much
Mm-hmm.
all I was doing was preparing myself and correcting the little things, the little minor mistakes to make, correcting and
Mm-hmm.
getting a lot of experience, sparring with a
Mm-hmm.
lot of world champions,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Uh,
and just preparing myself for any and everything that can come my way.
okay, well, let's get into that then. So what was your amateur background like? Like how many amateur fights did you have, and tell us about that. Tell us about your amateur background.
I only had I had probably I had less than 30 fights because
Oh, okay.
as an amateur,
Mm-hmm.
I was like boxing was my sport, but I was deep into the street game. So
Oh, okay.
I was boxing like I wasn't training. I just had the gift. I was good. So
Yeah.
I just come when it's tournament time, we fight, win, and then go. I end up getting locked up
Oh,
and go to like a program for 6 months or whatever, juvenile
yeah.
prison or something, and gotta
Yeah.
come back. I get out and then jump right back on it for like a 2 3 months and then go right get locked right back up. So I
Yeah.
was dealing with that my whole
Your whole
juvenile life
time.
pretty much.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. Now, with that being said, man, like go. I don't want to sound like a DJ Vlad nigga or anything
yeah,
like that. But how was that like in Miami? Because I'm here in LA, and
yeah,
not to say too much, but I dibbled and dabbled. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna
yeah,
leave it at that. Now, I mean, how was that kind of thing in Miami? Because everywhere there's a hood, but some
yeah.
people get the impression that there's not anything going on. Now, how was that, and how did that shape you as a man coming from that kind of turf?
Man, it was crazy. I
Yeah,
say it was definitely crazy because
yeah.
what's crazy, I was in Miami, like I was born in Miami, but I was raised in Avon Park, Florida. When I
Okay,
was younger, when I was younger, we it was so much trouble that they just picked up. My mom just moved us over to Avon Park,
okay.
and it's a small city in Florida, but it was just
Mm-hmm.
as bad. And
Mm.
I was getting like you say, I was getting it's a hood in every city, so I was getting in trouble.
Yeah.
Like I got so much trouble that like every officer, every police knew my name, every detective
Dang.
knew my name.
Mm.
Like man, it was a crazy part of my life. Like
Mm-hmm.
because it was real crazy. But
Yeah. Now, yeah. That shit, man. That I think that, to be honest, bro, I think that's a part of like like every minority's life at one time
oh
or
yeah,
another.
definitely.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Now, you said you were sparring with some world champions. Can you give us some name of some people you were getting some work in with?
Most recently, I was in the Rosario camp,
Okay.
the Jason Rosario
Oh,
camp. I
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so I was in the camp with him. Got some good work with that man. Shout
Mm-hmm.
out to Jason Banana
Mm-hmm.
Rosario,
Mm-hmm.
and I've sparred with Willie Monroe
Okay.
multiple on multiple occasions.
Mm-hmm.
Keith Thurman.
Okay.
Uh, let's see. I sparred with Mark DeLuca.
Okay.
Uh, damn, I know I'm forgetting names, man.
Oh, okay.
Pat.
Well, out of those, not to cut you off, but
Oh
out
no,
of
you good.
out of those names, like who would you say are like some of the guys who gave you the best work that you learned the most from when you were sparring with them?
I'd say uh oh man, that's a good question. I say I say Jason Rosario
Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. What made him like significant with your sparring?
because he taught me how to pay attention, how to focus on the smaller things, like the smaller
Okay.
details. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
like it was a lot of things that I used to do
Mm-hmm.
that made it that made the fight harder than it actually was supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
So he pretty much just like being in the camp with him. I figured out how to breathe in like in between rounds, how to conserve my energy, how to throw the punches correctly, like different
Mm-hmm.
at different angles and different how to like defend certain punches, and it's just like a whole bunch of little minute things that I used to do
Mm-hmm.
that once I fixed, it just took me to a different level, a different level.
That's good. That's good. That's very good. Now, I believe between you and I want to say what's this? Who are you? Lorenzo Truck.
Simpson,
I
yeah,
believe I believe with you, you have the height and the reach advantage. And
yes.
I don't want you to give away your game plan or anything like that, but is this one of those fights where you go into where you say, okay, I use my physical aspects to make the fight, or do you take them off guard and bring something a little bit new to the table? How do you feel?
Uh, uh, I'd say it's like a little bit of both
Okay.
because the fight pretty much I'm just my whole thing is as long as I dictate the pace, I can
Mm-hmm.
control the fight
Mm-hmm.
because unlike me, the thing that I've noticed about Lorenzo Simpson is he hasn't fought anybody.
Okay.
Like this is new to him. I've been in this
Okay.
position before. Like I've been the
Yeah,
guy
yeah,
that no
yeah.
one that no one knows, but you're fighting an undefeated guy in their home neighborhood, like not his hometown, but this is his backyard pretty much because he does a
Mm-hmm.
lot of
Mm-hmm.
business here. So
Mm-hmm.
I've been in this position before, and the
Mm-hmm.
and the difference and the thing is if they can he take the punch? That's
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's the 100% because he's so used to just mowing guys down.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
he
yeah,
had
yeah.
he has to be able to take the punch because I know
Mm-hmm.
out of if anything else fails, like I know I hit hard. That's not something I'm just saying because
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I know for a fact because too many people done told me that I hit extremely hard. So
Mm-hmm.
that's something that I think that's gonna be the number one thing that uh that they're not gonna expect me to hit as
Mm-hmm.
hard as I do,
Mm-hmm.
especially coming from my size.
Yeah, 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 definitely. Yeah, because I'm gonna be. I've watched some sparring clips with you, and I've also watched some of your fights, and that's why I say that you're pretty lanky. You know what I mean? So I can see what you mean by they're not gonna expect like a lanky dude to have that kind of pop. You know, so
Yeah,
so now, because I see on your Instagram profile and things like that, and me being of West African background, and growing up around a lot of Haitians and stuff, I always support my Zoes. How important is
oh
that
yeah,
to like? How important is that to have that on your back, like carry that heritage on your back, carry that fighting spirit on your back? You know what I mean? Because we have a couple of active Haitian fighters right now. We have you, we have Richardson Hitchens, we have Erickson Lubin, and we have a couple of others. How important is that for you to
man,
represent?
that's extremely important, man, because because growing up, I went
Hmm.
through I went through I went through the rough stages of being a Haitian. So
Yeah.
now that being now nowadays being a Haitian is glorified now. Everybody wants to be a part of the movement now. But when I was growing up and when I was in school, it was people were lying about being Haitian. Like, and if you expressed that you was a Haitian, they was pretty much trying to pick on you, beat you up. Like I went through the worst of the worst. So I love the fact that I can be able to say that I've been able to say I've been a Haitian since day one, and that's
Exactly.
just that's just in my pride, man. I just love just glorifying my heritage. My mom, my pops, they both Haitian, so it's just I got to represent for my family. So it's just like I just love the fact that
Yeah.
I can be able to do that on this kind of platform.
Definitely. You know what's crazy? Hey, we got the same thing coming up, bro, as an African. If you were African, bro, you got picked on, African booty scratcher.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
man.
you live in a hut, this, that, and so I know exactly what you're talking about. Now, this is a random question about it. Do you think that Haitian diet attributes to you hitting so hard? I mean, because there are some
Hey,
like
man. You know it's crazy. In my gym, there's
yeah,
it's like two more Haitians in the gym,
okay,
and it's surprising that they both hit extremely hard.
yeah.
So it's like it might. I feel like it is. It's definitely plays a big part in it, man. Because it's
Yeah,
just some
definitely.
we just strong, man. It's in our blood.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. But I don't want to keep these too long, man. Give some last words to the people. Let them know how they can follow you and stuff like that, and then yeah, you can get some rest and prepare for the tomorrow.
Oh, definitely. You can follow me on primetime underscore 863. That's on Instagram. On Facebook, it's Sonny Duversonne. Uh, and Twitter is also primetime underscore 863. Shout out to all the black guys out there, all the fans out there. Come
De-
tune in 7 o'clock on ESPN Plus, and you're gonna see a extremely great show.
Definitely, man. Man, listen, I appreciate you taking the time out with me for this, and I'm gonna definitely be rooting you on, supporting you, and hoping you come out with the W.
Thank you, man. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. All right, man. Take it easy.
All right, man.
All right.